see how well he did. You, on the other hand, are a constant disappointment.
Why can't you be more like him? You are useless.
By the time their parents realized what they had done, one child was already gone, and the other child had learned how to live without family. They used to say it casually, almost playfully, as if words didn't leave bruises. Why can't you be like your brother? Look at your brother. Look at your sister. One of you makes us proud. The other embarrasses us. They thought they were motivating them. They thought they were building character for the kids. But one thing they didn't envisage was that they were actually tearing the family apart, one comparison at a time. When Daniel and Mara were younger, they were inseparable. They shared secrets in their room at night. They fought over toys, yet they defended each other fiercely. If one person cried, the other always noticed first. Daniel was the older one by 3 years. He was quiet, thoughtful, and observant. Mara was loud, curious, quick to laugh, and quick to cry. They balanced each other perfectly, until their parents started choosing sides. It began softly. At first, it didn't sound like cruelty. It sounded like encouragement. Daniel did very well in school. He brought home excellent report cards, filled with A's and positive teacher comments. But Mara struggled. She wasn't stupid. She just learned a little bit differently. Numbers confused her. Words came easier when spoken than when written. At the dining table, their mother would smile proudly at Daniel. "See, Daniel?" she would say, tapping his paper. "This is how to do it." Then she would turn to Mara. "You need to try harder. You don't want to be a lazy girl, do you?" Mara would nod quickly. "No, Mummy." Daniel would sit there quietly, uncomfortable, staring at his plate. The comparisons grew louder with time. When relatives visited, their father would boast. "This my son," he would say, patting Daniel's shoulder. "He will go far in life." Then he would glance at Mara. "And that one? God will help us." Everyone laughed. Mara laughed too. But something inside her shrank. As they grew older, the labels became permanent. Daniel was the smart one, while Mara became the problem. When Daniel spoke, adults listened to him. But when Mara spoke, the same adults corrected her. When Daniel made a mistake, it was always overlooked. But when Mara made even the tiniest bit of mistake, it was always remembered. "You see," their mother would sigh, "your brother never gives us this kind of stress." Stress? That word followed Mara everywhere. She became hyper-aware of herself. Her laughter became quieter. Her questions became fewer. At school, their teachers compared her to, "Your brother was never like this." At home, her father would shake his head. "Daniel never behaved this way." Daniel tried to help at first. He sat with her to study. He explained things gently. He defended her when their parents scolded her too harshly. But every time he spoke up, their mother would snap. "So now you want to teach us how to raise our child?" Over time, Daniel learned to be quiet. Being silent was easier. By the time Mara turned 13 years old, the rivalry had already been planted deep. Daniel had grown proud, not loudly, not arrogantly, but internally. He had learned that love came from achievement. Mara had learned that love came with conditions. She began to resent him, not because he was cruel, but because he was everything she was constantly told she wasn't. When Daniel won an academic award, their parents threw a small party, with large cakes, professional photos, and lots of laughter. Mara stood at the edge of the room, clapping politely, her hands aching. Later that night, she ripped up her notebook and cried into her pillow. No one heard her. In secondary school, things worsened. Daniel excelled in school. His name was mentioned for so many scholarships which he was eligible for. Teachers praised him openly. And Mara struggled more. Her grades dipped. Her confidence shattered. Their parents doubled down on the comparison. "Why can't you be like your brother? Do you think life will pity you? Look at Daniel. Learn something from him." Comparison stopped being motivation. It became humiliation. At family gatherings, relatives joined in. "So you are the clever one. So you are the stubborn one." Daniel felt the distance grow. He noticed Mara stopped telling him things. She stopped asking for help. She stopped sitting beside him. Instead, she became sharp, defensive, and angry. Small arguments exploded into fights. "Everything is always about you," she screamed once. Daniel stared at her, stunned. "I didn't ask for this," he said quietly. But she didn't hear him. Pain doesn't listen. When Daniel left for university, the house felt strangely lighter and heavier. Their parents focused all their attention on Mara, but not with kindness, with disappointment. You see what your brother is doing? He is making us proud. Don't disappoint us. The words pressed down on her chest like stones. Mara tried. She really did. But she was already convinced she would fail. And when you expect failure, it finds you easily. She began skipping classes, lying, and hiding behind the school laboratory. When she failed an exam, their father slammed his fist on the table. "This is why we always compare you with your brother," he shouted. "Because you refuse to learn." Mara didn't cry. She just went to her room and packed a small bag. She didn't leave that night, but the thought settled in her mind. Daniel came home during the holidays. The distance between them was now a canyon. They spoke politely, carefully, like strangers trying not to offend each other. One evening, Daniel found Mara sitting alone outside, staring into nothing. "You okay?" he asked. She shrugged. "You don't really want to know." He sat beside her. "I do." She laughed bitterly. "You wouldn't understand. Try me." She turned to him, eyes blazing. "You get praised for breathing," she said. "I get criticized for existing." Daniel swallowed. "That's not true, isn't it?" She shot back. "Say one thing I'm better at." He opened his mouth and closed it. The silence answered for him. That was the moment something broke completely. The final comparison came quietly. No shouting, no insults, just disappointment. Mara had failed an important exam. Their parents sat her down. "We have talked about this," her mother said tiredly. "Daniel never gave us this kind of problem." Their father added softly, "We don't know what we did wrong with raising you." That sentence cut deeper than any slap. What they did wrong was her. She stood up. "I am done," she said calmly. "Done with what?" her mother asked. "With trying to be someone you will love someday." They thought she was being dramatic. She went to her room, packed properly this time, and left. At first, they thought she would return, but she didn't. A few weeks passed, then months. Daniel tried calling her. His messages went unanswered. Their parents grew anxious. "This is not funny," their mother said. "She should come home." Daniel searched for her. He asked her friends, old classmates, anyone. Yet nothing. Years passed. Mara became a shadow, a name that caused tension. Their parents stopped comparing. But it was too late. Daniel graduated from the university at the top of his class. He got a job and built a decent life. But something inside him remained hollow. At night, he sometimes dreamed of his sister as a child, laughing loudly, pulling his hand. "Come, come." He would wake up with tears he didn't understand. One evening, many years later, Daniel received a message from an unknown number. It was her. Mara, his sister. It was a one-line message. "I am alive. Please don't look for me." His hands shook. He typed back immediately. "Where are you, Mara? Please. Let's talk." 3 dots appeared. Then, it disappeared. The chat went silent. That was the last time he heard from her. Their parents aged quickly. Regret has a way of doing that. Sometimes, their mother would sit quietly and whisper, "We were only trying to help." But help that wounds the heart is not help. Daniel visited his parents often. He loved them. But something had been permanently damaged in their family. One child was gone. The other stayed. And the house, once full of laughter, now echoed with words that could never be taken back. Because some rivalries are not born between siblings. They are taught. And once taught, they do not forget. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting African stories.